We're the Huge Movie Fanatics here to do a sequel review to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we are doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, creative title. And that's about as creative as the movie is itself. It is such a huge letdown. The opening scene, I think, is kind of creepy with Leatherface on the car or something.
Oh yeah, on the bridge.
Yeah, like
the bridge that was like 3 miles long.
Yeah, that was kind of creepy, and that had me unnerved just seeing him there. Like, and the face looks the best in that shot, in that opening.
Well, he's wearing that dead body. I don't know.
Yeah, like that was unnerving. Everything afterwards just is like further layers of crap built upon crap. And it's summed up with crap. Like, the movie is just bogus. Like, if you're gonna make a movie on how not to do a sequel, that would probably be the example that you should give. Because you take this epic piece of art that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then you just, like, try to recapture what that was 10...
It was like 11,
12 years
12.
later. Yeah, it was 86. So 12 years later. You're not gonna do it. Everything looks fake. You put this weird love story with Leatherface and the girl who's Franklin's sister or something, right? Or
No.
Oh no, that the father.
Dennis Hopper is
I knew there was some tie to Franklin.
His uncle
or
something.
Anyway, so you put this weird love story with Leatherface and this girl, which like I guess is supposed to feel for Leatherface and. Like, why make me feel for something that's so disgusting? Like, that was what helped the first one, is these are crazy bastards.
Yeah, I know.
Don't make me, like, connect with them. That, like, disillusions the first one, and you're not as terrified anymore because you've humanized him now. And the second one, like, it was illogical. Like, why wasn't he like this with any of the previous people? Like, why didn't he start showing signs before this point? Dennis Hopper's cool. I mean, I like watching him in any movie, but and the chainsaw fight at the end. Anyway, like it just nothing worked with the movie. It was a huge letdown, and there's that goofy, like I guess supposed to be kind of joke scene where the father is Leatherface's father is like at the county cook-off or something, and he wins.
That's actually. I always thought that was their dad as well, but that's just one of the brothers, I guess. Yeah, because in the first credits, it's like they call him old man, but it's not their dad.
I always thought it was the dad. Anyway,
that's the one good thing about the movie for me is that shoot, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy from the original came back to reprise, and it was much more a self-aware, almost Kevin Williamson intro for that guy. Which they now gave him a name. I forget what his name is too. Clayton Sawyer, Drayton Sawyer. Yeah.
But I'm gonna give the movie what it deserves. It's like a half star. I give it the half star just because there were some interesting shots here and there, and it was in color.
And it was in color.
And it had nice use of color at times, if I remember right. So.
All right, yeah, for me, I got into Texas Chainsaw 2 probably maybe, 3 months or something after seeing the first one. It was a complete flop. When you're a kid, you're kind of more apt to just go with it. At the time, I went with it, and I'm like, but it never replaced 1, obviously. But I probably watched 2 more through the whole thing when I was a kid than 1, though, because I don't think when I was a kid I regarded the beginning as boring, even though it is. There's something about just a car ride, a 25-minute car ride in the first one to a kid, you just don't want to deal with it. But ever since I got older, I mean, the only thing that I'll say is you almost have to respect, because it's like, I don't know if Tobe Hooper knew that, okay, there's no way I can capture the strength of the first one, so why even bother? So it's almost like they got some writer who I guess is some quote-unquote half-assed, almost well-known, I don't know, writer for I don't know what, parody, or I don't know how to put it, but satire or black comedy writer or something like that. So they got this guy to almost turn it on its side and go completely the other direction, which maybe for something else it would have worked, but for a movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, especially when you have such a strong, what?
You turned it into camp.
Yeah, especially when you have such a strong first one, it's like, in a way you have to respect their trying to go a completely different direction, but you know, the completely different direction didn't really work. I mean, what works about the first one is what works about the first one, you know?
It's realism, and then the second one is
realism,
camp.
yeah. And well, the second one's just a movie. You have Tom Savini coming in to do the visual, the special gore effects, which, you know, by the 80s, everyone's really just going gore. I mean, gore. Tom Savini was working his ass off doing gore for, you know, all these movies. And one thing I want to mention before I forget is the Chainsaw. Tom Savini did this huge, elaborate chainsaw version of the Steve Martin arrow in the head thing, where instead of just being like normally if it's a machete or something going in and coming out and it's got the little thing around so it can come out, he does it one better only with the chainsaw. And this thing must have taken forever to do because it's a freaking working chainsaw that goes in Leatherface. So there's where you can see the chain. So then somehow I saw pictures of it back in the gore magazines when I was a kid, the thing. So this chain is actually rotating, so it has to have a spot down here where it can continue on in a circle, and then coming out the back, it has its own motor to power the other side. And they did this horrible thing in the movie where they went through all that work to make it, with this horrible shot where Dennis Hopper's got it in him. And they don't bother doing like a camera movement. They do this thing where they turn Leatherface is going like this, and they turn them to show the audience that this is how cool this effect is. And so they'll literally turn Leatherface, look at, and then they turn them back. It's the funniest thing. But I mean, Tom Savini's probably like, I went through all this freaking work. I'll be damned if it comes across as something that could have been as simple as just putting it on this side from that angle, you know.
Yeah.
So they're like, you better damn turn them. That's about the funniest thing I could think about that movie. Another thing about the movie is the poster, which I don't know if it's a theatrical poster, but whatever ended up on the media video cassette, which I didn't know because I was never a fan of the Breakfast Club, but the picture they did.
It is the Breakfast Club. I never noticed that.
I never noticed it until I listened to the commentary that they completely, did the. That's probably the coolest thing about the whole movie is just that box. The cover being a rip-off of the Breakfast Club cover.
Nice.
But yeah, why go on? It's just a disastrous and almost just and how they moved from the old house and now they own this abandoned Fun Park Underground.
Yeah.
You got Bill Moseley, who was a huge fan and did this home video, where he actually played the hitchhiker in a strange occurrence of events. This fan who did a parody of the hitchhiker actually gets the job as, I don't know if it's supposed to be the hitchhiker. I think it was supposed to be, no, I think it was supposed to be someone else because he had a plate in his head. I think he was supposed to be in the war. Of course, I don't think the war was happening in '74. Whatever. When I was a kid, I assumed it was a hitchhiker with a plate in his head. But I think it was actually supposed to be someone else. I don't know.
I thought it was the hitchhiker because in the first one he gets run over, so I assumed that was how they fixed him.
That's what I thought too, But he doesn't have the scars, so I don't know. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I guess I'm just gonna, for like a lot of stuff for childish whatever. I think of childhood, I'll just go 2. Probably deserves less than 2, but I'm gonna go 2 because there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Don't see it.
Don't see it. Take it easy.